Now to the intensifying war with Iran. The Pentagon has released the names of 4 of the 6 service members killed in Kuwait Sunday. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Noah Tejan, Sergeant Declan Cody, who was just 20 years old and posthumously promoted from specialist, and Sergeant First Class Nicola Moore. 2 Americans have not yet been named. The U.S. and Israel continue to launch ferocious attacks. President Trump saying just about everything's been knocked out there, and yet Iran is still hitting back. CBS Evening News anchor Tony Dokoupil has the latest.
Simultaneous attacks ripped through the Iranian capital today and shocked Lebanon. The IDF launching direct strikes on Beirut's southern suburbs. As a new ground operation there battles Hezbollah's campaign of revenge after the killing of Iran's supreme leader. Since Saturday, the U.S. alone has taken out more than 1,700 targets, according to U.S. Central Command, among them this military academy. And the IDF hitting the building where Iran's assembly of experts would have been expected to gather to appoint the next supreme leader. Still, President Trump today saying Iran was all but beaten.
They have no Navy, it's been knocked out. They have no Air Force, it's been knocked out. They have no air detection, that's been knocked out. Their radar has been knocked out. And just about everything's been knocked out.
Including, it seems, the Natanz nuclear facility, showing fresh damage in these newly released satellite photos. And just a day after Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, said the Iranians had boasted about having enough enriched uranium for 11 nuclear weapons. Also tonight, we're learning more about how 6 U.S. service members were killed in an Iranian drone strike in Kuwait. While Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said the location was fortified, 3 U.S. military officials questioned that assessment, telling CBS all 6 were in a makeshift tactical operation space, protected against explosions, rocket attacks, and shrapnel, but not aerial strikes of the kind that killed them. Meanwhile, on the streets of Tel Aviv tonight, we saw residents still picking through what's left, days after an Iranian strike. Anything special you're looking for?
Photos from my family.
This woman told us she's looking for anything that feels like home.
I'm trying to save anything small, especially the memories, because there's nothing left to take. Everything is broken.
And not far away, we noticed 9-year-old Zohar peering in at the damage with his grandfather. You heard the explosion?
Yes, we are living there.
Do you ever get scared?
Yes.
What do you do to feel better?
Smile. Smile to me and I smile to him.
Tony Dokoupil, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
More now on the war in Iran. Today, President Trump defended the U.S.-Israeli missile strike, saying he believed Tehran was getting ready to attack. And the State Department is urging Americans in the Mideast to get out if they can. Aaron Navarro joins us live from Capitol Hill, where the Trump administration briefed members of Congress. Aaron.
Dick, for the first time in front of cameras, President Trump took questions on why he decided to strike Iran, and he claimed that what he had heard from those weeks of negotiations with Iran about their nuclear capabilities, he believed that they were planning to strike first. As strikes continue to rock Iran's capital city, President Trump defended his decision to use military force.
If we didn't do what we're doing right now, you would have had a nuclear war and they would have taken out many countries, because you know what? They're sick people.
In the Oval Office Tuesday, the president also pushed back on Secretary of State Marco Rubio's remarks that the U.S. got involved because Israel was planning the strike, triggering retaliation from Iran.
Based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first, and I didn't want that to happen. So, if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand.
Israel sent troops into Lebanon Tuesday as the war widened, and Iran launched retaliatory strikes across the region, including a hit on the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia. The State Department urged Americans in 14 countries across the Middle East to get out if they can.
We're going to unleash Chang on these people in the next few hours and days. You're going to really begin to perceive a change in the scope and in the intensity of these attacks.
Here on Capitol Hill with Secretary Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and others, briefing all members of Congress, Democrats wanted answers on the administration's justification for war and its endgame.
There seems to be no clear goal. an objective that is achievable without a prolonged, forever war that envelops the entire region.
I am troubled by the lack of a rationale. Is it the nuclear program? Is it missiles? Is it regime change? Is it oil?
Both the House and Senate are set to vote on war powers resolutions this week that would require the president to seek congressional approval for any continued military action against Iran. The White House says 9,000 Americans have been able to depart the region since the war began, and that 1,500 have requested assistance to leave. This comes as administration officials warn that larger-scale strikes in Iran could be coming imminently. Dick, back to you.
Aaron Navarro on Capitol Hill. Aaron, thank you.